Last August, EPA proposed, this is be a question, I think, for Administrator Shaw and for Mr. Shaw, for both of you. But last August, the EPA proposed to amend its regulations for the risk management program, as you probably know, which is an important program to help businesses avoid and address hazardous chemical accidents. EPA's proposed changes would improve the accident prevention program, enhance emergency preparedness, and increase public availability of chemical hazard information. The goals of these changes is to improve public awareness, and to improve preparedness, and to improve safety. However, the Association of American Railroads, I'm told, of which Norfolk Southern is a member, submitted comments to EPA expressing concern about the proposed changes. Those comments assert that the safety requirements that EPA proposed would, this is a quote, have limited use, close quote. And let me just ask Administrator Shaw, can you explain how the risk management program and EPA's recent proposed changes will help protect the health and safety of first responders and the local community? And then I'll turn to Mr. Shaw. But Ms. Shore. Oh, sure. Yeah, Administrator Shaw, can you explain how the risk management program and EPA's recent proposed changes will help protect the health and safety of first responders and the local community?
Thank you, Chairman Carper. Certainly, accident prevention is a top priority at EPA. The risk management program rule has been successful in reducing the frequency of accidental releases at regulated facilities. But as I understand it, it doesn't pertain to rail transport. So there's work that we can do there to try to protect first responders who are responding to derailments and releases resulting from rail accidents.
Okay. Mr. Shaw, does Norfolk Southern oppose EPA's proposed changes to the risk management program to enhance our preparedness for chemical accidents?
Senator, I apologize. I'm not familiar with that program. I'm happy to review the legislation or the program and discuss it with you further. I have a sincere appreciation for the first responders from Ohio and Pennsylvania, some of whom are joining me on this panel, and West Virginia, who ran to the scene. As a result, we just announced yesterday a regional first responder training center that will support the first responders of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. And every year, we train approximately 5,000 first responders. And so we are committed.
Is that in the states in which you operate?
Yes, sir.
No. Okay. All right. Last question. This is really a question for all of you, and Mr. Brewer, I'll start with you. And but the question's for all witnesses. My colleagues, including certainly a ranking member, have heard me say that in adversity lies opportunity. That's Einstein. Pretty smart guy. Most people remember Einstein for saying the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. That might be pertinent here today as well, but I always believe that in adversity lies opportunity, and that's the way I approach life, and I think it's the way a lot of us approach life. But the this environmental tragedy creates not just tragedy and heartbreak, real heartache for a whole lot of people, but it also creates some opportunity for us to examine not only what went wrong in on the heels of this derailment, but also to look at some of the moments where things went right, And I'm going to ask each of you, and Mr. Brewer, I just want to start with you, to just very briefly speak to something you believe has gone well, and while working together across many entities to navigate the response to this environmental disaster. Can you give us an example or two of what you thought went particularly well?
Sure. I think relationships we have with everyone up here, the other responders, was positive. Initially, we had good relationships, good communications with as I said, the boots on the ground. It may not be that way whenever the boss has gone on scene, and I said that. But and as Mr. Shaw said, training collaborative training from the railroads is something that positive will come out of this, I think.
All right, good. Mr. Harrison, same question. Share with us something you think has gone well and needs to be lifted up. Go ahead.
For Sanko, the success of our partnership investment in planning, building the organic detection system, training our staff, this was not a unique response. We get several hundred reports of potential spills a year from the National Response Center. So we have been doing this for decades, and so having the ability to put that in place, I think, has been very positive, and also just to demonstrate how our team and our system and our partnership works.
All right, thanks. Ms. Vogel, same question, please.
Chairman, the mayor of East Palestine and the fire chief have really done such an exceptional job representing their community, protecting their community, connecting their community with people who can provide scientific answers. They've done such an incredible job refuting misinformation that's out there, that we're getting people connected with the scientists either at Ohio EPA or US EPA. And I do think that's an example of something that has gone very well.
All right, good, thank you. Sure.
Chairman Carper, I think what has been remarkable, though it should be standard, about the response to this disaster in East Palestine is the way local, state, federal agencies have worked collaboratively together, that it's not been about politics, but about people. You've seen Democrats standing with Republicans. President Biden was on the phone to Governor DeWine saying, whatever federal resources are needed, they will be there for you. He did the same with Governor Shapiro of Pennsylvania. You saw Administrator Regan standing to announce the order with Governor DeWine and Governor Shapiro, with Congressman Bill Johnson and Congressman DeLucio, and so many others. I think that collaboration focused on getting this cleaned up has been quite remarkable.
Yeah, good. Thanks for those. Mr. Shaw, same question, please.
Thank you for the question, Senator. I've been really clear that I'm focused on the environmental cleanup and helping East Palestine thrive. The things that have gone really well have been the coordination and the collaboration that we've received from the folks at this table. And I've made a personal commitment to Secretary Buttigieg and Governor DeWine and Mayor Conaway and Fire Chief Drebeck and Governor Shapiro and Administrator Regan that we're going to do everything it takes. I have a genuine affection for the folks of East Palestine, which I know several of my peers on this panel do as well. And when you walk around town, you're starting to see these yard signs pop up. And the yard signs say, "We are East Palestine." And it goes on to say, "Welcome to America's greatest comeback story." And Senator, I want to make sure that that happens.
Yeah, we have a great opportunity here if we can collaborate and work together to lift, not just to lift up, not just to address immediate problems and crisis, but actually to empower the people of East Palestine and the communities around them, to empower them.